Little car back there. We're gonna take that car.
Floyd Mayweather. The unraveling of the money persona. Floyd Mayweather built his global brand on the image of opulence, extravagance, and untouchable wealth. From a start, he didn't just aspire to be another successful athlete. He aimed to be the wealthiest, the most lavish, the ultimate symbol of financial dominance. Money Mayweather wasn't just a nickname. It was a carefully
Talk about it. We're gonna get through this.
Intensely and so quickly that the cops were called to the jewelry store, and Floyd ended up leaving without buying anything, left. So he wasn't there to speak with cops when cops arrived. But what usually results in financial, an explosion resulted in the cops being called. This is a
nickname. It was a carefully crafted identity. But now, a growing wave of legal issues and financial disputes is beginning to peel back that glittering exterior, revealing a more complex and troubling reality that cracks in the facade. For years, Mayweather showcased an over-the-top lifestyle filled with private jets, diamond-encrusted watches, and garages packed with luxury cars.
Lamborghini was up to $389,000 at around 2:30 this afternoon. There's also a Dodge Charger, Hellcats, a few of them, motorcycles, ATVs, dirt bikes, and some affordable vehicles.
Diamond-encrusted watches and garages packed with luxury cars. He made headlines not just for his undefeated boxing record, but also for earning over $1.2 billion throughout his career. However, behind the scenes, some of those closest to his extravagant world, jewelers, luxury car dealers, and vendors, have begun to speak out. Their claims? That Mayweather never paid what he owed. These aren't vague rumors. They are specific allegations from individuals and companies who say they were personally involved and left uncompensated. The pattern is becoming harder to ignore. Enormous purchases, little to no follow-through, and legal action following in the wake of broken deals. Legal troubles and...
My name is Bruce Miller. I'm known as Bruce the Driver. Working with Floyd as his personal chauffeur, and I take care of all of his fleet. The fleet of over 2-3 dozen cars. This is the Bugatti Sport convertible. I think this is one of his favorites. We got the Bugatti, the Veyron, two of them, and then we got the Enzo 2003. Very powerful car right there. We got total almost $9 million right here on this garage alone. Very important to keep these cars maintained 100% so they can keep their value and keep going up. Champ said, I know y'all can do it. I need 4 cars and 3-car garage. It's a real tight squeeze. And these bodies are worth so much. So as you get these cars through those 3 doors,
in the wake of broken deals, legal troubles, and financial warnings, Mayweather's financial dealings have increasingly landed him in court. One early sign came in 2009 when J.P. Morgan Chase sued him for over $167,000 in unpaid auto loan payments on a Mercedes Maybach 57S. The car was repossessed, but a substantial debt remained. In 2021, a jeweler named Leonard Suleimanov filed a lawsuit claiming Mayweather owed more than /
Each and every day he might come out and say, I want to take this one. You never know what he's going to come out with. Everybody tries to crack that Mayweather coat. It ain't happening. If he thinks you know which car he going to drive, he going to change it.
Owed more than / $3.8 million for high-end jewelry. The jeweler went so far as to accuse Mayweather's team of fraud, alleging there was never an intention to pay. Then in 2024, a U.S. court ordered Mayweather to pay / $2.4 million to Nigeria media company Zenny Media Concepts Limited for breaching a promotional agreement. This resulted in the court seizing 2 of Mayweather's luxury vehicles to cover the judgment. Each of these incidents paints a picture of a man entangled in a growing...
Or a coupe, and he'll say, pull out the Enzo, just to go down the block to the store. So you don't never know. You just always got to be on point. Let's go check on Champ, see if he's ready. See which one he's going to drive today. It's a key drawer. This is for all Champ's cars, most of them. We got the Ferrari right here. We got another Ferrari, but you just got to...
Of a man entangled in a growing web of unpaid debts, lawsuits, and repossessions, despite having earned more than $1 billion. The high cost of Image Mayweather's lifestyle appears to be less about comfort and more about performance, playing a character built around untouchable wealth. A prime example was his lavish Los Angeles mansion, where he once gave sports commentator Stephen A. Smith a personal tour. The garage was filled with black-on-black supercars, including several Rolls-Royces, a Bugatti Veyron, and a Ferrari 480.
I don't understand why the need to package these things Africans, black people do, packaging. They appear to be. Why do you want to appear to be rich instead of be rich? I'm not into this. I mean, you just propaganda. It's just said he bought 400 and
a Ferrari 488 GTB. It was a spectacle of wealth that few could match. Yet recent reports claim that many of those prize vehicles have been seized by federal agents, raising serious questions about whether his public display of affluence is sustainable or even real. Financial experts estimate that Mayweather burns through around $75 million per year. And back in 2017, it was reported that he owed over $30 million in taxes, which may have influenced his decision to fight Conor McGregor in a much-hyped return to the ring. He's also faced a $15 million loss in a fraudulent investment scheme and suffered a $7 million burglary at his Las Vegas home. These setbacks have only fueled speculation that he might be relying on exhibition fights, not for fun, but out of financial necessity. A cautionary tale: Mayweather continues to flaunt his wealth on social media, even as legal troubles mount. He still posts videos and photos of new jewelry, private jets, and exotic cars.
In New York, and none of them were real. Why do you feel the need to embarrass yourself like that? Just live your life and enjoy. Nobody cares how much Bugatti you got. Nobody cares about how much Ferrari or how much watch your watch cost, 18 million, whatever. Nobody cares. These are all liabilities. As soon as you buy the watch, you can't sell it for 18 million again. It's not physically possible. It's not an asset.
Relying on exhibition fights, not for fun, but out of financial necessity. A cautionary tale: Mayweather continues to flaunt his wealth on social media, even as legal troubles mount. He still posts videos and photos of new jewelry, private jets, and exotic cars, even while being sued or under investigation. To some fans, he remains an icon of success. To others, he is becoming a symbol of reckless financial behavior. Perhaps the most sobering insight comes from his father, Floyd Mayweather Sr., who recently reflected on how money changed his son. He recalled that before fame and fortune, they never had serious disagreements. But as the wealth poured in, tensions emerged, even resulting in arguments over cars. His words serve as a reminder of how money can not only transform lifestyles, but strain relationships. The empire of excess: Mayweather's obsession with cars is legendary. His collection includes a Bugatti Veyron 16, worth $1 million, a Ferrari Enzo valued around $2 million, a Lamborghini Murcielago at $500,000, over 29 Rolls-Royce Phantoms, each costing about $450,000, a Koenigseggs CCXR Trevita, reportedly worth $5 million, a Bentley golf car priced at $30,000. He has also been known to own multiple versions of the same model in different colors. Some of these vehicles, according to him, are brand new and have never been driven. The upkeep alone for such a collection is staggering. Maintaining a Bugatti, for instance, can cost over $1 million per year. While Mayweather says he collects simply for the love of luxury, critics point out that this kind of spending, especially in the face of unpaid taxes, lawsuits, and seized assets, suggest a troubling disconnect between his image and his
because it makes me angry seeing how he spends that money. But if he didn't spend that money like that, he wouldn't have earned as much money.
Fair fucking play.
The legacy at stake as the lawsuits and financial entanglements accumulate. The real question becomes, what will Floyd Mayweather's legacy ultimately be? In the ring, his greatness is undisputed. 50 wins, 0 losses, and mastery over every opponent he faced. But outside the ropes, his legacy is increasingly being shaped by decisions that have little to do with boxing and everything to do with perception, pride, and unchecked spending. For a generation of athletes and influencers who look up to Mayweather not just as a boxer, but as a brand builder, the implications are serious. His life illustrates the dangers of mistaking short-term flash for long-term security. Many young stars emulate his swagger, but few recognize the infrastructure it takes to maintain such a lifestyle, or the consequences when that infrastructure begins to crumble. That a persona under pressure. Mayweather's public identity, carefully curated over decades, wasn't just about being rich. It was about being untouchable. Untouchable in the ring, untouchable in business, untouchable by debt, scrutiny, or consequence. But as more of his assets are frozen or seized, and as the lawsuits become harder to brush off, the illusion of invincibility begins to fade. Even his signature exhibition fights, once billed as spectacle for the love of entertainment, are now viewed through a more skeptical lens. Are they truly about the sport, or a financial lifeline to sustain a costly image? The real cost of money. Mayweather. It's easy to dismiss Mayweather's story as just another example of wealth gone awry. But it's more nuanced than that. His life represents a complex intersection of genius, ego.
I mean, dang, Floyd Money Mayweather. Man, wow, y'all around here getting Rolexes, not paying for them. Man, y'all got stacks of money, owing jewelers money. Man, how y'all around here, man, getting millions of dollars in all this jewelry and leaving $286,000, man, for them to pay for? Then the cold part is, man, y'all took the jeweler's phone so he couldn't film the transaction, but he had an extra phone and he taped it. Man, come on, man. Man, y'all giving, man, us a bad name, man. Y'all be out here doing all this flexing, all this jewelry, all these watches, all these cars from the same crooked dealer out here in Las Vegas. The Chopper, Josh Tobin, everybody know who that is, man. Come on, man, stop doing that, Floyd, man. And pay Gervonta Davis his $34 million, man. And pay your...
Dismiss Mayweather's story as just another example of wealth gone awry. But it's more nuanced than that. His life represents a complex intersection of genius, ego, fame, and capitalism. He built an empire on the idea that he was wealth itself. And in doing so, he made wealth the metric by which he would ultimately be judged. That if the money persona is finally unraveling, it's not because Mayweather failed to generate money. It's because he failed to manage the myth of endless wealth. His story is a stark reminder that while money can buy influence, image, and even temporary invulnerability, it can't buy permanence. Conclusion. The final bell. Floyd Mayweather will always be remembered as one of the greatest to ever step into a boxing ring. But as the shadows of financial instability grow longer, his life is beginning to serve another purpose. A cautionary tale for those who equate net worth with self-worth. In a world obsessed with outward displays of success, Mayweather's trajectory shows how quickly even the most dazzling image can fracture under the weight of its own performance. The final bell may not come in the form of a knockout, but in silence as the applause fades and the bills come due.
A Miami jeweler that goes by the name of Leonard Sulaimanoff is like, give me my money, give me my money. So he is hitting Floyd Mayweather with a huge lawsuit. Y'all, we're talking about a cool $4 million for some luxurious watches and diamonds that Floyd supposedly forgot to pay for. Y'all know he forget to cash checks. So maybe, you know what I'm saying? He might have forgot to pay for it for real. So even...
Certainly. Here's an expanded version of your analysis that delves deeper into the implications and layers of Floyd Mayweather's evolving legacy. The legacy at stake, expanded, as the lawsuits mount and financial entanglements tighten around Floyd Mayweather. A pivotal question lingers over his otherwise immaculate career. What will his legacy ultimately be? Inside the squared circle, there is no ambiguity. Mayweather's record, 50 wins, 0 losses, is a masterpiece of technical skill, strategic brilliance, and psychological warfare. His dominance over elite opponents across 5 weight divisions cements him as one of boxing's greatest tacticians. But legacies are rarely defined by the ring alone. Outside of it, a far more complicated narrative is taking shape, one shaped not by jabs and counters, but by headlines, lawsuits, and a lifestyle under pressure. The power and price of the money persona Mayweather's rise was never just about boxing. He engineered one of the most profitable personas in sports history, Money Mayweather. Dripping in diamonds, flaunting private jets, and betting slips, he became a living embodiment of financial excess. It was brilliant branding, turning each fight into a spectacle.
We was coming up, we have never had an argument in our life, me and him. Then we had an argument on what was the name of it? HBO. We was on HBO. Then another time we argued over by the car. I'm saying, man, what is all this about now? I'm just saying, you know, and we never had no argument. All of a sudden, I don't know. I'm just telling you, man. It is or it ain't. Sometimes, you know, hey, when people
suits and a lifestyle under pressure, the power and price of the money persona Mayweather's rise was never just about boxing. He engineered one of the most profitable personas in sports history, Money Mayweather. Dripping in diamonds, flaunting private jets, and betting slips, he became a living embodiment of financial excess. It was brilliant branding, turning each fight into a spectacle and each appearance into a viral moment. But this persona also created a high-wire act. Money wasn't just a nickname, it was a promise of unrelenting success, bottomless wealth, and invincibility. And that's the problem. The persona set a standard that is nearly impossible to sustain without perpetual motion. Constant fights, constant deals.
Mayweather's rarest cars. First, we have his Bugatti Veyron 16-4. This one's going for about $1 million. His Ferrari Enzo going for about $2 million. His Lamborghini Murcielago going for about $500,000. His Bentley Mulsanne going for about $300K. He owns at least 29 Rolls-Royce Phantoms, and each of these start at about $450,000. He also has a Bentley golf car going for about $30,000. And lastly, we have his Koenigseggs CCXR Trevita. This one's going for about $5 million.
Constant fights, constant deals, constant visibility. AS's fighting career slowed and income stream shifted. The extravagant lifestyle didn't. What was once a performance of dominance now risks becoming a performance of desperation. That a persona under pressure expanded. The Mayweather image, once bulletproof, is now showing cracks. Assets being seized, tax liens resurfacing, and civil lawsuits inching forward all paint a picture that doesn't align with the myth. To the public, perception is everything. And for Mayweather, perception was his currency. His carefully curated identity was not just about being wealthy, but about being untouchable. The image worked for years. Even when criticized, it was seen as part of the show. But now, the show is harder to sustain. Exhibition fights in Japan or YouTube boxer events once felt like playful post-retirement ventures. Now,
I don't know what we should take out tonight. We got so many choices. But it's always got to be black. Always bet on black, as you can see. I don't know if we want to take a Ferrari. Cameraman, follow me. We got Ferraris, we got Lambos. Of course, we got a lot of different Rolls Royces. We got choices. Go blue. You know, this stuff we see at top. Yeah, so we got choices. Red, as you guys can see. Come on, follow me. Come on, let's go around. We got the choices. The original McLaren, as you guys can see. We got the Aventador.
Two boxer events once felt like playful post-retirement ventures. Now, skeptics question their purpose. Are they exhibitions, or are they signs of financial urgency? Are we watching a legend entertain or a brand trying to stay afloat? The real cost of money, Mayweather, expanded. What makes Mayweather's story especially compelling and cautionary is that it doesn't follow the typical arc of athlete goes broke. Mayweather made hundreds of millions,